From trauma to joie de vivre. How is that possible? Welcome to Post-Trauma Secrets and Decluttering, where we go behind the scene and reveal how to free yourself. Come and discover the 4 dimensions of a decluttering journey with your hosts, Valerie and JM Tetro.
Hello, wonderful souls. In this episode, we'll be talking about decluttering. And first, please allow Valerie to come back in time, so stick with her, and I'll come back in a couple minutes.
I have had trauma symptoms for years. There's no real good treatment for that. People that I'm talking with in support group are also in that boat. I have ups and downs, but way more down, and it's not getting better. I totally get it. I was thinking like that for more than 15 years. That's an eternity of struggle and a very dark place. But at the same time, I wanted to change. I had enough. I was wanting to get over it, to detach myself from the trauma. I was wanting to be recognized for who I was, not being just labeled like someone with complex PTSD. Have you guys ever feel that you are your trauma? Have you ever felt like people see through you, like if doctor reads in your head all your secrets? My life was so complicated. Every time I was inviting people over, it was so complicated to hide everything and have a poker face. I desperately wanted to have a simpler life and have a welcoming place all the time. But when I gonna have time to do all this? I had no time to fold clothes. It was easier to let them in the clean laundry basket and take them from there in the morning. Are you guys hiding things when your mom comes to visit? Are you guys overwhelmed by the day-to-day chores? So I didn't know where to start and how to get my life back. At that time, I didn't believe in myself, nor self-esteem or no self-love. I was so afraid of losing my husband. What if JM become tired of me? What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm not a good mom? I was thinking that everybody on the street was a threat. I was scared to go for a walk alone. I didn't know who I was. The trauma was defining who I was. Doctor told me it's like this. It's a diagnosis and you're stuck with it for life. Therapy, it takes years and it's so painful to tell the traumatic event again and again. Have you guys tried multiple approaches to get rid of your trauma? Did it help? Are you like 20% or like 80% better? One day, my mom asked me, Val, I don't understand, why do you need that much pasta? Are you cooking for an army? She was obviously sarcastic, but when she left, I opened my pantry. Why do I have 20 kilograms of pasta in my pantry? 15 cans of peach and 15 kilograms of flour. I look around the house and my kids had more toys than a daycare. How long would that decluttering take? Does that mean I will throw out good stuff? Better to keep it just in case, up to until when we use it and then let them go after. Do you guys have a tidy home? Do you need to declutter? Are you worried about the time and energy you will need to declutter? My first decluttering wasn't that easy. After a couple months, I had a relapse. I started to buy things again and to accumulate stuff. I was getting everything in the Tupperware flyers. I was craving that instant satisfaction and happy feeling when you acquire or buy something new. Unfortunately, that feeling doesn't stick. I also had difficulty keeping empty space. Did you ever observe that when you empty a flat surface, the first thing you notice is that it's full of stuff again? Has that ever happened to you? Emptying a place like a countertop and 2 days after it's full again? What about the garage every couple months? So I was worried. If I continue to accumulate things, will my house become like those I see in the hoarding TV show? And I don't want that. What if I never feel better and get stuck with my trauma forever? Will JM decide to finally have enough of that and quit me? Will I lose my children and be alone? Are you guys afraid to lose your close one? If they realize who you really are? Are you confident to tell them your deeper thoughts, your fears? Happily, JM supported me all the way through. And after a coupled relocation move, I decided to learn more and do home staging. I then realized that people are more struggling with decluttering than placing objects nicely. I then specialized in professional organizing and decluttering, only to realize and do some research about the link between trauma and clutter. And it all came into place with what I learned in occupational therapy when I was younger and what was my journey. We then understood why my first decluttering didn't stick. I worked only on my decluttering my space. So I wasn't ready to welcome empty space around me. It was outside of my comfort zone. It was also taking me longer to declutter as I was struggling with taking my decision to keep or let go. But when I changed my decluttering pattern and added some mindset and routines, suddenly my space started to stay tidy. Are you guys getting this? How amazing is it? After years of doing decluttering for me and trying with friends who need it, we discovered a pattern. Every time we needed to work on 4 dimensions. Me and JM then developed a framework to follow a blueprint that simplified everything and made it possible to live a normal life. We call it Put That Stuff Down and wrote it in a book. People start buying our book and telling us that it makes a difference in their life, that they are now understanding the impact of clutter in their life, not only physical clutter, but mental one too. Did you guys already read our book? Do you know you can find the link in the podcast note? When I follow our framework, I'm able to live a normal life. My level of stress is reduced and it shows by having way less panic attack. I also calm my mind, like having less flashback, less nightmare, less negative self-talk. I don't mean that they were completely gone, but I was in a 400% better place than before starting my decluttering journey. And my space. There was space on the kitchen countertop to cook, and my dining table was free. I don't have to move things out of my bed in the evening, and my bed is done every day. Do you guys do your bed every single day? For years, I was asking my children to do theirs, but I was closing my bedroom door where my bed was not done. Yeah, I know. I can then say that for multiple years, I had time for my daily activities and chores, like folding clothes and putting them away. I didn't feel rushed every time and everywhere and doing everything. I even had some free time to watch Netflix and started to work again. When the tornadoes hit in Ottawa in 2018, I realized that we had all the necessary things in case of emergency, but just enough for our family, not for all the community. Do you live in an area where tragedy can happen? Do you have bad weather sometime? Are you equipped with the necessary in case of emergency? After the tornadoes, I realized that now I was able to live with less stuff. I was still proud of what I accomplished. And let's say that someday I surprise myself by loving myself, by patting myself on the back. At that point of my story, I was also able to go for a walk during the daytime without freaking out. No more nightmare or flashbacks. Another big change was understanding that my trauma was still impacting me, but that it was not defining who I am. I was ready to go on a self-discovery journey, but that's a story for another day.
I hope you guys see that it's possible for you and even for your close one, if that's the case. The decluttering journey is so powerful yet simple. It's using natural ways that you already possess within your own faculties and waking them up at the right time and place. Are you guys in for a decluttering journey? See, imagine you're going to enjoy time outside at your favorite place on your property. It's after a huge dust, wind, and storm. The table and chairs and everything's full of dust, a thick layer of it. You're going to sit on a chair anyway because you so wanted to enjoy that relaxed time. But the dust everywhere keeps bugging you until you just gotta do it. You start removing the layer of dust from the table. Wow, the table looks so nice, clean and shiny. And now the chair and the statue over there. After that, you go back to sit and relax on that chair and you feel comfy, received with honor and warmth in that chair. You've just accomplished a decluttering journey from the dust and the storm. Are you guys getting this? How would you like to remove all that dust, that trauma, that stress from your mind, your space, and your life? That's it. The 4 dimensions of decluttering journey is a self-discovery, accomplishment, freeing steps. Now, would you like to hear how you can start that, even if it seems impossible? Check out the next episode.
Thank you so much for taking time to listen to this episode. If you want to help break the trauma stigma, share this episode and give hope to your friends and let them know it is possible to get free from trauma. Valerie and JM want to help you further by offering you Declutter Your Life 101. Be sure to go to dowellht.com/free yourself. That's dowellht.com/free yourself to get your free quick summary and start your decluttering journey. Thanks again for tuning in, and be sure to join us next time to discover another secret on post-trauma secrets and decluttering.